making cracks and enhancing them. Skill saw and a grinder. And the stain gets... Kind of bring you up to speed on this hand-hewn barn beam we're going to be putting in the great room. We started out with some 1x12 knotty pine number 2, which is actually kind of a rustic, rough pine, but it does have a smooth surface to it. It's got quite a bit of knots, which actually allows for some of the character we're looking for, which matches a lot of the shiplap that we have throughout the house. So the first thing we did after building this box beam was I took my it's a really cool, actually a new tool for me. It's the DeWalt hand plane, battery operated, 18 volt. And what I did was I went along and just plunged as deep as I possibly could, which is about 3/16 of an inch, all throughout here, so it looked like basically you just hewn these things out with an axe. Okay, but this is done by power, but we're trying to make it look like it's all been hand done without having to take, 5 days to do it. So that was the first step in the process. Then you can see, if you kind of take a close-up here, of these cracks. What I did is I kind of followed the grain of what looked like it might have been an area where it could be cracking, and I took this circular saw and I just set it for about 3/16 of an inch depth, and I just ran that wherever I wanted the crack to be. And then I took my chisel, and I took that chisel and I went out beyond there and made fine little lines, how that crack would naturally look, and fades out into nothing. So you couldn't get that effect with just this. So this kind of brings it out to, feather it out to 0. And then I brought, which isn't really made for wood, this is a cutoff wheel on my hand grinder, and I kind of widened it out like this and beat it out, going both directions to widen up the cracks. Some are wider than others, some are longer than others. So you can see there's like a variation and variety of that. Then the next step was to take a hand axe, which basically, Tammy, if you're not part of our family, or Mom, if you're one of our kids watching, you can see all these chiggers right here. She hand axed this whole thing many times. Probably, I don't know, I'm guessing about 500 of these chips. And they were very rustic and they left lots of this. And so now what I'm going through is taking my chisel and I'm breaking out by hand all these chips. That, and then I go over it. The final step in the process before the final sanding is to take this wire wheel and I just go through here, kind of digs out some of the grain and smooths out that area that's kind of rough and chipped, and will make it a lot easier for me to finish and make a better finished product. So it's basically going to be kind of smooth and sanded smooth, but yet a lot of hand-hewn divots and chips. So that's where we're at with the beam right now, and when we get to the finishing, we'll have you tune in then. Thanks for watching. Well, this is the first step in the finishing process. We've got some dark walnut stain. We want it to look a little bit darker than shiplap sealing material. You can see down on that end right there where Tammy's already wiped it off. It's looking pretty awesome. And then we seal it, and then we put the coat of satin clear on it, and we'll be done.